Weber State University, uh-huh.
Weber State University actually conducted a study on the Luraco Medical Massage Chair. And can you just give us an overview of the impact that it had, like before and after, on some of the people who went through that? And I believe there were thousands of people that actually went through that experiment.
I'm trying to remember the number when we submitted. We've had 3 studies published, scientific studies in scientific journals that looked at. So what we have, just a brief description at Weber State. I direct this little area we call the Stress Relief Center on campus, and we have about 70 people, more or less. We have on the average about 70 people coming into the place per day. And we have quite a few tools, but our 2, I say 2 because we have 2 of the Luraco chairs. Mm-hmm. They are by far and away our most used and most enjoyed of the many tools that we have. We have a lot of other things that work to reduce stress, but hands like probably 3 or 4 to 1. Mm-hmm. People use the chair. And so what happens is people come into our little center and we assess them. We assess them for stress levels on a scale from 1 to 10. We assess them for resting heart rate and for blood pressure and for stress-related pain. So like headaches, muscle pain, gut ache, whatever that is. And we have them identify where that pain is. So we assess those things. We have a database that's ongoing for many, many years. And then they do whatever they do in the Stress Relief Center. And most of all, it's the Luraco chairs. I mean, 4 to 1. And then we assess them again for stress levels, scale from 1 to 10, heart rate, resting heart rate,
11 o'clock,
blood pressure, and what was the other thing? Oh, pain, mm-hmm. Muscle pain, or any kind of stress-related pain. And so we ran the numbers. We did the statistical analysis to see if pre to post there was a significant difference, a significant change. And the people who we got statisticians on campus who really knew what they were doing statistically. And when they came back with the numbers, I mean, we had it was like 7,000 or 8,000 people who were part of this database. And they said, we can't believe these numbers. If this were a pill, this would be how do I say this? If this were a drug, it would be the best-selling drug on the market for stress, because the results were at the beginning, here's their stress, pain, blood pressure, and after they were done, it was to such a, and I've got to say this right, statistically significant power that it couldn't possibly be by chance.
Yes.
That they went from here to here. One of the coolest things about our place is we can demonstrate that this works. And then the other thing that we do is we kind of do a qualitative assessment beyond the quantitative, the numbers. We mm-hmm. ask them, what was your experience of being here for that 20 minutes or 40 minutes that they were in there, or 10 minutes. I mean, it's all different times. And it's like we have a Likert scale from what's the highest one? Whatever the highest one, like wonderfully enjoyed it is mm-hmm. the highest one, and hated it here. And it's like 95% of the people said,
yeah,
it was a fantastic experience. So we have quantitative data, we have qualitative data that both say that this particular chair or the tools we have in the Stress Relief Center work, and mm-hmm. and they just keep working every single day. Right. I'm so impressed with I mean, I cannot talk enough about how great these chairs are. because I see it every day. I stop in there pretty
Mhm.
frequently, and there's always somebody on those chairs.
Right. And they're very dependable. Now, the reason why I say that,
Oh gosh,
this
yeah.
this is a very important factor for us. The fact that Luraco's massage chairs are the only American manufactured massage chair in the industry is a vital point. I'm sitting here in front of a wall of US patents that are held. So the engineering that went into that is American engineering that went into the only American manufactured chair. Also, it is the only chair on the market that has underwriter's laboratory certification, which is the utmost epitome of safety. Now, most people don't realize it, but whether you're in a corporation, hospitals, universities, there are certain liabilities that come into play. Because if you have an electronic machine like a massage chair, and if something malfunctions, like a fire breaks out, if it's not underwriter laboratory approved, some insurance companies will not cover what damage or malfunctions may occur. So for the utmost of safety, as well as the only chair that has scientifically proven statistical data validating that it has medical impact for the benefit of the users of the product. So I'm very, very grateful for to have this opportunity to sit with you, Dr. Olpin, and to take the next step in moving toward stress-freeness, stress elimination for myself and for multitudes of people that we serve. Because as you mentioned, these are stressful times that we live in. The fact that you developed this, your app during the time of the pandemic, addressing one of the most stressful times on the planet Earth. And even since then, many things still are stressful in our society, but it behooves a savvy business owner or company or corporation to do whatever they can to benefit and maximize the reduction of stress for the employees that work with them. So this is one of the reasons why Dr. Olpin and myself are looking at providing some type of workplace wellness stress relief system that people can use and benefit from. So I really appreciate your input. Is there any advice that you would have for the audience? If you were to tell them anything, what would you recommend?
Well, whenever somebody, I have people come up to me when I tell them what I do. They say, "Man, I need some of that," and then they say, "I'm so stressed. What should I do?" And my quick answer is, "Well, just stay in the moment." And then they get this glazed look, like, "I don't know what that means. Stay in the moment. I don't know what." And so the real advice that I would give anybody is first, take kind of an assessment of yourself and say, how am I doing? Am I doing okay, or could I use some help? And then recognize, like I said before, that the process of going from stressful to stress-free doesn't happen in a second. And the good news is it can happen. Even in these very stressful times that appear to be extremely chaotic. If we're going to be in charge of our lives and feel like things aren't chaotic inside here, even though they look chaotic out there, we have to apply the tools that work. And there are some that work powerfully every time they're applied. And I love being able to share that with people, because when people's lights turn on, there's nothing better than to watch somebody go from crazy chaotic to, man, I feel so good. That just thrills me to no end to be able to help somebody like that.
And it thrills me to have the acquaintance with yourself, because you're doing a fabulous work, doctor. And this has been an introduction into the Terra Firma app. If you want your stress reduced or eliminated, you need to take advantage, because the doctor has the tools. He knows the rules. You need to play the game.